Welcome to this channel. This is Jackson Manny. Now, let's talk about witchcraft and magic. Witchcraft and magic. We know people who have done like stage performance on magic. There are books that are written, magical books that are written with magical writings. And when you read those books, somehow you get some powers. Okay. And nowadays we see it even in British, how do you call them? How do you call it? British talent show or American Idol, shows whereby people perform arts. And now witchcraft and magic, they call it as an art. Okay. Like an art. We know people who have done top like top 5 or top 10 people who have done things that are out of this world through magic. Okay, through magic. We have Dynamo, we have David Copperfield, we have Paul Daniels, David Blaine. David Blaine is really known for the magic that he has done. Darren Brown, Penn, and Taylor. Now David Blaine is really a magician. Okay. And if you watch some of his performances, they're very scary. The guy was buried for I don't know how many days and he survived. Buried alive. So you're wondering, how did he even breathe inside there? Walking on water. We only know Jesus walked on the water. And so this guy has walked on water. Okay. And, there was also a performance whereby he took water, he drank water, and then as he was spitting water outside from his mouth, he was spitting out frogs. So you're wondering, how can a frog, be able to come out in somebody's belly and be alive? Okay. He has done things, that, staying in the water for the longest record. Staying in the water, you would imagine even normally staying in the water for 5 minutes is not easy. That requires specialists. It's not easy to stay in the water without anything, oxygen device. Yeah. But I think he broke the record. And now the question is, where does he get these powers? There is also a magician coming up in Kenya. He's like, I think, it looks like an Arabic or Indian, something like that. Kenyan, who is also performing some magics. Okay. Now, we also know witchcraft. Okay. We also know witchcraft. I was born in Mombasa, and let me say I was raised in Mombasa partly. And there are things which we used to see that are horrible. Talking about witchcraft. Witchcraft is real. Okay. We know of people raising the dead. And it is not like these dead are coming out as people, but they're coming out as spirits, like people in physical body, but they are satanic. you know, people flying. That's witchcraft. Sorcery, killing other people using sorcery and witchcraft. Now, you cannot call all this art, okay, like it's an art. There is a source of this power. There is a source of this power. Okay, there's some people who say, oh, we perform magic through tricks. Now, what do you mean when you say through tricks? I know that there are people who do some magical things through tricks, not necessarily demonic power, but deception. They somehow deceive you. And who is the father of all lies? Who is the father of deception? John 8:44. Satan is the father of all lies. He is the father of all deception. So when you deceive and you call it an art, that is also demonic. Okay. Now let's see in the Old Testament how sorcery, witchcraft, and magics, how God looked at it, or how the Bible speaks about it. If you read Deuteronomy 18 from verse 10 to 12, Deuteronomy 18, 10 to 12, there shall not be found among you anyone that makes his own son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that does these things are abomination unto the Lord. And because of this abomination, the Lord thy God does drive them out from before thee. And if you read Leviticus 20:27, it says, a man or a woman who is a medium or a necromancer shall surely be put to death through stone. Necromancy is consulting the spirits, the dead spirits, for the purpose of insights, power, and maybe accomplishing a task. You know that before the Christian religion came to Africa, that is what our grandfathers used to do. Before building a home, they consult the spirit. When they're performing medicinal purposes, they are performing, necromancy. And this was an abomination, in the eyes of the Lord. And those people who are the children of Israel, who are performing these acts, okay, God was, very serious about it, and, the punishment was stoned to death. Okay, stoned to death. This is not something to laugh about. This is not something to watch. You remember, in the book of Acts, there were some people who, after hearing the gospel from Philip, they brought in books, magical books, to be burnt. And those books were worth 50, was it 50,000 or, let me say they were very expensive. They brought those books, to be burnt. Okay, because they were no longer needing those books. Simon of Samaria, who was also, lying to people through magics, in the book of Acts, chapter 8, 9, 13, bewitching people. Okay, bewitching people and lying to people. Okay, and people were believing in him. Now, what are the two dangers of the two dangers of of magic and and witchcraft. Number one, when these magics are being performed, okay, of course the source is Satan. Let nobody deceive you that they have powers. How could you turn, an handkerchief to a bread, or an handkerchief to something? Definitely that they'll tell you, oh, this is art. No, it's not art. It's these people are using satanic power. These people are possessed. Okay, and what is the motivation of that? You look at it and see like it's an entertainment. Let me tell you, your eyes are the gates to your soul. So these people are soul hunting. If you read the book of Ezekiel 22:18, talks of these people, are soul hunting. The motivation is the soul hunt, the spirit that is behind the magic and the witchcraft that is in them, is soul hunting. Okay, because your eyes, when you see a magical thing being performed, witchcraft is being performed, you start to believe this thing. Because remember, faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God, and when you hear these things and you observing and hearing, your eyes being the gate of your soul, these things become like something in you. They become like a convincing entity in you. Okay, they build a conviction in you that these things are possible, and these things are real, and it's an art, and they can be relied on. They'll never tell you, the magician will never tell you that it's satanic, but want to tell you that it's satanic because they are soul hunting. Just like the Holy Spirit is wooing in you to save you, the same spirit from hell is wooing your heart through this magical and witchcraft performance to win your heart, to believe in it, and to be trapped in it. That's why God is serious about it. Okay? Number two, number one, I say soul hunting. Number two, deceptions. Okay? Magical and witchcraft deceives people. It gives you like a kind of a wrong belief, okay? And you are getting deceived. The motivation is being deceived that these things have power, that if you consult in a witch, a sorcerer, if you do necromancy, and there are powers which you will have, And no, God has no problem with that. That's what they will tell you. God has no problem. God has a problem with all of that. Okay? He has a problem with that. When, in law, there are so many cultures, within the culture of law, because every community has a culture. And there are some cultures which involve chicken. I mean, in law, chicken is a big thing. Okay? That you cannot eat chicken however you want. Like wherever you go, wherever you want to eat it in ceremonies, you cannot, because chicken has been used as a as a means for Luo traditional culture. Okay, it's like a gate whereby you cannot just eat it anyhow. Okay, and the same chicken is being used when you are building a home. They put the blood of a chicken, and there is something called manyasi. It's a medicinal, and it's being poured at the gate. And they say we are doing it is a rule for you to do that because your father did it, your grandfather did it. But let me tell you that that's satanic, because that is that is necromancy, consulting the evil spirit to protect your home, to give your home some powers to protect your home. And imagine, your home being protected by dead spirits. You would imagine what those dead spirits can do to your home. Okay? And so these things, witchcraft, and And witchcraft and sorcery and magic, they can be entertaining, but remember, I've told you two things. One, Satan is soul hunting you through those things because your eye is the gate of your soul. Okay? You get what you see. That's what the world says. You get what you see. And number two, deception. You're being deceived. Okay? Deception is the methodology that Satan is using, to win his people. So stay away from these books that are magical books. Stay away from witchcraft, visiting witchcraft, doing witchcraft and visiting, uh, uh, sorceries and doing necromancies. These are things which God, forbid. These are, Galatians says, these are the work of the flesh. Okay? Sorcery is a work of the flesh. Stay away from them and know that God is really serious about, getting involved, in magic and witchcraft, sorcery, and necromancies. Okay? Otherwise, may the Lord bless you. I thought it's good to share with you about this topic. Be vigilant, be watchful, and be, wise in such days. And everything that you see, you must monitor it, you must scrutinize it. And if it is something that creates a different belief, do not be part of it. Okay? Whether it's of the majority, do not be part of it. Magic is from Satan, so even witchcraft is from Satan, sorcery, and necromancy. If you engage yourself into these things, they will give you a deception idea. Okay? And they can even involve you into the spirits. Okay? These spirits. Otherwise, may the Lord bless you and may the Lord keep you. Continue to follow me in this channel. Support my channel. Share this video. But above all, subscribe. Please subscribe. God bless you.